Hey everyone, this is Kevin Gianni from the Renegade Health Show, and today is day 60 of the Raw Foo Challenge. And to all you raw fooers out there, is that what you call yourself? Raw fooers? To all you raw fooers out there, I want to welcome you and say amazing job for reaching day 60. Even if you've stumbled, even if you've fallen back, even if you've even reached further than you thought, congratulations to all of you, because you all are succeeding in your own special way. So today, when Beth asked me to do this episode, I'm getting excited here because I'm leaning into the camera here. She asked me to talk about stress, and I want to talk about stress specifically when it comes to food. I don't want to talk about little stress relief techniques. I mean, you can rub the back of your neck. You can tap meridian points along your face, which is called EFT. There's a point here, 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 right on your collarbone. You can even do it under your arm, so you just tap these points, you say something, a positive affirmation. That's called EFT. You can find more on emofree.com about all that sort of jazz. But that's like physical stress relief, and that's pretty cool. But here's the deal. Most of us, well, yeah, I can say that. Most of us, from time to time, have stressed about our raw food journey. Whether you're 100% raw, whether you're 20% raw, whether you're 1% raw, or 75. Doesn't matter. We've all stressed out about it before. I was at a point where I was 100% raw, and I was stressing out like crazy. I was going nuts. Food consumed me. I finally took a step back, and I said, dude, what's the issue here? I wanted so much control over my food that I was letting everything else fall apart. If that makes sense to you. So look at your health in terms of a wheel. This is a really good explanation. You look at your health in terms of a wheel, and it's on an axle, and it has all these different spokes, right? Just like a bike wheel. You used to put the cards in it, it made noise. Okay. So you got your wheel, and say one of those spokes is your food. Bing. And another spoke is your fitness. Bing. Another spoke is your relationships. Bing. Another spoke is, your environment. Bing. Air you breathe, water, everything else, right? Well, if you only are focusing on really making one of those spokes strong, bing, which is your food, guess what? You don't have a wheel, guys. It doesn't even matter. So here's the deal. We can't be stressing about our food. Our food is not the end-all. It is not the end-all, be-all of our life. It's only one small aspect of it. So here's the deal. The idea is to get yourself to a point where there's no electrical charge about your food. Think about it. If you think about some sort of food right now, or you think about your diet, I bet you get a little bit emotional. Because I know I do sometimes too. You think about maybe the time you went to your parents' house or a friend's house, and they served you something and you didn't know if it was organic or not. Or if you're on a raw food journey, you said, oh, that's not raw. What do I do? Well, in that case, that's when you get that emotional charge, right? So what we need to do is we need to eliminate that charge. Because think about it, someone who smokes cigarettes, they're not using willpower to avoid smoking cigarettes all the time. They just don't have a charge to it. They don't care about cigarettes anymore. Or if they'd smoked before. And if they'd never smoked, they just don't even think about cigarettes. So cigarettes aren't even in their mind frame. So here's the deal. If you can make food not even an issue, so eliminate that electric charge. So if you think about like cake, and you don't care about it. If I think about cake right now, I don't care about cake. Cake to me is like, whatever, it's cake. People eat it and they enjoy it, and that's what they do. And you put candles in it, and maybe you write, letterings on it. But that's it. It doesn't bring emotions to me like comfort or sweet or sugar or anything like that. Could care less. So that's what we want to do with our food. So even if on a raw food journey, or even on a vegan journey, or even on any sort of diet, healthy diet, we want to make sure that we can get ourselves to a point where we don't really care that much about our food. It sounds like so counterintuitive, but it's so true. And the more that you think about that way, the more you're going to really be able to succeed. Because look at it this way. Say you were eating a standard, and sorry, Bunny, this is really long, but I told you it was going to take longer than about 2 or 3 minutes. So say you're on a standard American diet here, yeah? And then you decide to go 100% raw. There's a pretty big chasm between the two of them, right? So when you go to 100% raw from standard American diet, right, you still have the emotional charge back here. There's still some sort of like static. It's almost like a magnet, right? So it wants to pull you right back. So if you go from standard American diet and you go eating 100% raw diet, okay, and you fall off track, that magnet pulls you back. Whack! And so now you're eating Twinkies again. You're like, what the heck happened? But if you can remove that charge, what happens is that this side starts to move closer. So this side will move up to like a whole food diet, then it'll move up to a vegan diet, and then right around here, maybe it's a primarily raw vegan diet. And then when you fall off track, guess what? Your emotional charge is now like cooked brown rice, or steamed kale, or quinoa. Heaven forbid, we have a little bit of cooked brown rice, right? So now you're falling off. It works in two ways. It's not only a smaller distance, but the charge behind is all gone away. So you guys are like, all right, cool, Kevin, I get it. But what are the techniques? Well, here's the deal. The technique is simple. You just have to ask yourself questions. And what kind of questions you ask? You say, well, how can I think like a raw fooder? So simple. The key is to get yourself in a mindset that thinks like a raw fooder, and eventually this will start to sneak up to here. And then, you're dabbling in like a vegan, raw food type world, even cooked vegan, raw food, maybe even vegetarian, whatever. I don't judge anyone by their diet, but you're in that little space there, and it's so much more comfortable, and you don't have the electrical charge that really, kind of gets you uneasy and like almost just pulls you right to the fridge, pulls you right out to the store to get those bag of chips, pulls you to a triple mocha latte at Starbucks, and you will feel yourself being a lot more in control, and you'll feel a lot better about yourself, and you will definitely feel better physically, and you'll just be thrilled with your success. So, with all that said, Kevin Gianni, Renegade Health Show. Together we can change the health of the world, one show at a time.